Oh, hi, Mrs. Ryan.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Oh, getting ready to do the show.
The show? What's happening on the show today?
California Festival of Speed.
That's right. It's a different show altogether. Why don't you come around here and get us started off?
You got it.
You're walking pretty well.
It's a good day.
Good day, early morning.
Hell yeah.
Fire it up.
Here we go. I'll get it right. From Studio 11 in North Hollywood's Arts District, the heart of Los Angeles, it's the 2020 California Festival of Speed, virtually. Tonight, Tony Callis, That Porsche Girl, Eric Skurmans, Sarah DeCarmen, Ray Schaefer, and The Stiglet. Plus, prizes and a walk around the screen-used 906 from Ford vs. Ferrari. All this and more. Welcome to the 2020 California Festival of Speed.
You did it. Good job. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello.
Hello.
Did that work?
Yes.
Are we here? Are we still live?
Hi, guys. I think so.
Hi, Mrs. Ryan. Welcome back to you. Let's see. Everything is different, so it's going to give us take just a second here to get situated, which is nothing different for anyone who's ever seen our show. But for today, we are live here, and it is the California Festival of Speed. And my name is Jay Ryan, and this is Nicole Ryan. And my goodness, let's bring it in here. This is a big day. There's a lot of stuff Oh, I still got my COVID bandana on. A lot of stuff going on. All right, I should probably check and make sure we are indeed still actually live here, which I believe we are. Should be going. Should be good. Forgive that. All right, on with the show. Mrs. Ryan, I've said welcome back, and I've said we've got a lot of stuff to do, but today it's not an exaggeration. We have so much stuff to do. We have to keep the show trucking. We are here live with you for 2 hours, folks, 2 hours. The Festival of Speed is going to be going on all day. We are just the first block, but we are here to talk about all sorts of things about why we love California Festival of Speed, what it's all about, why it's not happening this year. We're going to get into some of that stuff. And the apocalyptic coronavirus 2020 that we all seem to be living in instead. That's it. There's a lot of stuff going on. I would like to first start with some of our sponsors. You may notice the set looks a little bit different. That is because we are indeed we're in the Late Night Playset, but this is the California Virtual Festival of Speed. You're going to be hearing that a lot from us today, folks, especially as I get into the swing of things here. Our sponsors. Huge thanks to the West Coast Series PCA Club Racing. Obviously, Pirelli you will see all over the set. K&W Suspension you will see all over the set. And Pelican Parts. These are all sponsors of the event. I believe the GPX PCA region, which is, of course, who got us involved in this whole thing. Many thanks to Susan Way Carter,
Thanks, you guys.
Stan, and everybody else who has helped us put this whole thing together. So we have a tremendous amount of stuff to get through on the show. Like I said, guests. Oh my gosh, we're all over the place. There's some great ones today, and there's some surprise ones that we didn't mention there as well. Can I start with a little check-in with you, since that's what we normally do on the show when it's just the regular us? How on earth are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine.
Okay.
It's been a weird couple weeks for everyone, obviously, so I'm not complaining, but it's given me the chance to recalibrate again, and it's just different. So I'm figuring it out, but I feel okay.
Well,
thanks for checking.
You look great. It's more on the lines of there's you're I don't want to get into this too deep, but you've got physical limitations that are really creeping up these days. That's what I'm noticing, and you've still got a smile on, and you're still sitting here to do this today. So I just want to give you kudos, and I just want to celebrate you for 2 seconds.
Thanks. I'll just take
that. Everyone else should too.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, I think the live jitter bugs have buzz has worn off a tiny bit. I want to, you know what, part of it was I wasn't sure I wanted to say something, but I do. We are living in a very bizarre world. You saw me take my bandana off. Everyone else has face masks on. We haven't been able to do the show because we haven't been able to have people come and sit here in front of us between our immunoproblems and just the fact that the rest of the world is now dealing with it as well. I haven't even told you this, but for the last few days we've been dealing with, my grandfather is actually COVID positive. He's 96 years old. He's in a VA hospital outside of Philadelphia. I mean, it's one of those things. It was probably about time anyway, but I mean, this is one of those kind of nail in the coffin things. So we all know people. This is the closest one for me.
That's heavy.
So that's been going on this week as well. But with that, I wanted to give a shout out because we've shown this picture on the show before, and I just wanted to say how much I love this guy. That is, for me, that's Pop Pop.
Hi, Pop Pop.
That is Donald Williams right there. Pretty good. Awesome guy. All right, that's the only bit about us, and that's the only somberness I will bring in about the COVID. And by the way, he's still fine. He's still kicking. So
That
says the VA
man
hospital.
is going to be around forever.
Lived through World War II, by the way. That's why he's in the VA hospital, because he has 3 or 4 Purple Hearts from World War II. Yeah. So, okay, we have to do a prize rundown, Mrs. Ryan. We've got tons of prizes to give away today.
Yeah.
I want to just talk about some of them very quickly, if we can. And you'll notice me looking up at the clock a lot today. That's because we do have to keep things on schedule. I'm going to show some pictures, and I'm going to read some stuff to you. Here we go. These are just some of the things we'll be giving away today. Here is from Porsche Driver Selection, the women's purse made of high-quality cowhide leather with embossed Porsche crest, with practical internal compartments and various pockets. The dimensions you see there on the screen. We will be giving away a couple of those later on in the show today. That's kind of exciting. Also, we can go a couple of these. This is rucksack from Porsche. Porsche Driver Selection rucksack made of durable and wipeable functional material. Isn't that nice? Porsche logo on the front. Main compartment with organizer and space for smartphone, keys, etc. Padded compartment for tablet or laptop. Even comes with an address tag, Mrs. Ryan.
Wow.
The dimensions you can see there on your screen.
Everything you need in one shopping for a dude.
I feel like you're starting to get into the speed of this now.
Yeah.
All right, next, we've got another one here. Hang on. I'm going to give away some of these as well. We have this from the Porsche Motorsports Collection, fanwear keyring, silver. The Motorsports Signet. Is it a Signet or Signet? I've never really known. This is 90% zinc alloy, and it's 10% metal. That one throws me. Isn't zinc a metal? In silver colored. Keyring stainless steel with lasered Porsche. I think that's pretty cool because we are going to be talking to Eric Skurmans in just a little bit here. And he manages the shop over there at Porsche Motorsport.
That is it.
Here in Los Angeles for the North America division. It'll be kind of fun.
That'll be awesome.
Those are the items. Now we have some art to give away as well. This here is an image that I'm calling... This is not the artist who called it, but I'm calling it Licorice at Laguna, because I believe that's Laguna Seca. And if I recall from my drinking days, Jägermeister has that anisette, doesn't it? But a beautiful shot of a race car there. That's one. I'm going to skip right to this one. Lovely. I'm calling this, again, this is not artist named, but I have decided Guarding Gilmore. It's a 964 in Guards Red. That is a beautiful picture. I mean, these are all great pictures, but this is, I don't know why I like that so much.
That's a really awesome shot. Me too.
And oh my God, goodness, I should mention, by the way, these are from the photographer Stephen Krupnick. Krupnick, Krupnick.
Okay.
It's a couple funny comedy names mixed into one.
Yes, it is.
Officer Krupke and Goodnick. Stephen Krupnick. And we have one more set. This will be the last photo prize, given away just a little bit. And the first one is a 2-picture set, or two image set, the 917. And also this one, also the 917. Boy, that's beautiful. Great shots.
Great shots, and I love that car,
So
that blue
cool.
one. It's awesome.
It's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I really love it.
Is it the Gulf livery you like, or the shape of the car? What is it about that?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I just love seeing it. It
Really?
makes me so happy when I see it.
Look at that. Well, I don't know if it's that exact car, but there's one very similar to it, at least with the same color scheme and everything, on down at the PEC LA.
Yeah.
Down with GI Jet.
Yeah, I think.
And Eric, of course.
Awesome. There's a car down the street I thought was that. It's not.
All right, real quickly here. Let's see. Mrs. Ryan, we have an East Coast feed to do. We have an East Coast feed. We're going to do some of our old school stuff. It's like when Dave hosted the Oscars. Yeah, it's exactly like that. That's what just exactly the same thing. But we do. We have an East Coast feed today. Let us check in with Danbury Chive. We are going to, let me preface this, of course, because everything needs a preface from this guy. We wanted to check in with Porsche of Danbury because that's my home zone 1 region with the PCA, and that was my dealership, etc. They're closed. They're closed right now.
Oh.
But of course, we have our friend over at BMW right down the street who's
Okay.
checking in. So that's the only reason it's not Porsche centric. He was going to go over there. Roll it, Hal. See how they're dealing with this 2020 so far.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan. East Coast feed coming to you live from BMW in Ridgefield, as you can see right there. So we have a new rule that passed yesterday. New York and New Jersey did it last week. Connecticut did it this week, where everybody has to wear a mask in the workplace. So, want to keep in with everybody else. Make sure we're safe, right? That's how we do it. Because nowadays, we're essential employees, but I'm going to take it a step further. And we're going to get really safe. I mean, really safe. You know what? I don't want anything coming in. Can't risk Coraline or Brooke or anything like that. And that's how we roll. Okay? Nothing will get through this. I mean, some things can get through, but not all the time. So when you got to protect yourself, go Iron Man or go home. Love you guys.
There you go.
I love that he found a use for that helmet.
You mean as an adult?
Sure.
Oh, I agree. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's see. We're actually really good on schedule here, but I feel like we forgot some stuff before. Sorry about that, because I was just all over the place in the beginning. I told you, I was like, make sure you calm down, take some deep breaths, and then we get in here, and I'm like, there's so much stuff to do. We're working on it. We haven't done a live show since the very, very beginning, and we had nowhere near this type of complicated equipment and everything else.
Correct. It's been a while.
Do you remember how long? Was it Life with the Ryans? I think so.
I think it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Whoa. Jeez Louise.
So it's a different energy. But Mrs. Ryan and I would like to switch to this energy if this goes well and then do this kind of thing, because the idea would be that we could then interact with people, sort of like combining what's going on right now with the Facebook Live and what we do on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Something like that.
That'd be
I don't
great.
know. If you have any suggestions, please, by all means, let us know, because we don't know what the hell we're doing still. Okay, Mrs. Ryan, gosh. It's time to do a segment that we call, Mrs. Ryan, what's it called?
How you
coping? So I need to place a phone call, but Mrs. Ryan, please look pretty and say whatever you have to say to everyone out there for a second while I figure out how to make a phone call over here.
I will just say that I really miss seeing everyone. We live at home, and we live at home and stay at home a lot. So getting out for car events is typically when we see a lot of people. So this is fantastic that we get to at least talk to people.
That's a really good point. You know, we're set up to do this. Oh, did I cut you off? Mm-mm. I'm really eloquent, except when you open your mouth, mister. Is that what you were going to say?
Chock full of facts.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No, our last show when we were here with everybody was with Paul Provenza, the fantastic comedian.
Yes.
Paul Provenza. God, that was a fun show before the fucking world ended. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. So these are the things we're learning. I'm sorry. Beep. Forgive me. Anyway, we were saying we're sort of set up for this. We built a place to work at home, and we're sort of hermits anyway because of the life stuff we deal with. It's still kind of getting to us. It's definitely still getting to us. So if you're feeling it, you're not alone. Even us who don't usually feel it, we're feeling it.
Yeah. I keep saying we're practiced in this. Like, we've lived like this for a while, but it's still stressful for everyone, and the panic and the chaos outside is definitely triggering me. But I know a lot of people are having a lot of anxiety about looking at themselves. is what it really all comes down to.
Is that what it is? Just being okay with it? With looking at yourself? Oh, sorry. Can you hear that in your thing?
Yes.
Sure you can. Hey, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, this is incredible. All right, so if this works, let's turn our thing here sideways. And there is our brother from another mother. And by the way, we were just talking about the Life with the Ryans. Our very first guest, whenever there was a first to anything, Mr. Tori Alonso. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? How are y'all doing?
We're great, man. How are you doing? There we go.
I'm good. Good to see you guys. I'm sorry to hear about your grandfather, Jay. That stinks, man.
Oh, then we are live. That's good to know.
You are. It's working.
He, it's one of those things, who knows with the information and everything else, but everybody's in it. He's an American hero, and he's certainly a hero of mine, so it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Prayers for him. Hopefully he pulls through this.
Thanks, brother. So I wanted to check in with you for a couple of reasons today. One, we haven't seen you on the show in a while, and we wanted to see, Mrs. Ryan, what do we want to find out?
How you
coping?
I'm doing okay, man. As you know, like the airline industry is not exactly killing it these days. So I took a paid leave from Southwest Airlines. They were
Is that a furlough?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I'm still kind of getting paid just a reduced salary basically to stay home and so they can have some of the junior folks work and there's more trips for people. So I am done flying until August, I believe now.
Whoa!
So,
wow!
Yeah,
Holy cow! This is like a super long spring break.
It is. So, I mean, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise because I've been able to play cars. I'm trying to get the 906 done in time for the display change at the Heritage Gallery in Atlanta.
At the mothership, right? At One Porsche Drive.
Yeah. So Ray Schaefer's putting together just an amazing collection of cars. I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's even been announced yet. I'm blowing it up now, but it's going to be called Porsche on Screen. And it's going to be a selection of movie cars that are Porsche themed. So it sounds like it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I'm trying to get this car done in time. So
well, you're a great seguer. Then we're getting to this is kind of a surprise for some people. We are bringing everyone behind the scenes today to take a walk around, and you can see it in the background there, the actual screen used 906 from Ford versus Ferrari.
Awesome. Well,
right?
I'll flip it around here so you guys can see it a little better. You have to pardon my shop. It's super small, but...
If you turn your phone the other way, we'll be able to see more. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So this is its current state right now. Literally just got the wheels put on yesterday. They just came back from the powder cutter. They're kind of a weird shade in the dark, but when you get them out in the light, they're a lot more like alloy, aluminum. They're much brighter.
They look great to me. They're just too clean. You got to drive it a little bit.
No, I'll get some brake dust on them for sure. But so this is the car. So in case people don't know about it, this is one of the 906s that was used in the movie Ford versus Ferrari. They had, I believe, 5 total. One of them was built to be wrecked. There were 3 short tails and 2 long tails. This is one of the short tail cars. And of all the cars, this is the only one that was actually used in more than one race. Most of them appear in the Le Mans scene at the very end of the film. This car actually was used in the Le Mans scene. It was number 32 in that movie scene, in that race. And it was yellow and white for that race. And then, of course, people are asking, well, why is it blue and gray now? Well, they filmed the race sequences out of order. So this car was reused for the Daytona race, which in the film is in the middle of the movie, but it was actually filmed last. So this car was built to resemble the actual Daytona prototype 906 that ran in 1966 at the Daytona Continental 24-hour race. So that's the livery I'm keeping it in. I'm basically just kind of going through it and adding some details that you wouldn't have seen on screen anyway, so they didn't bother to do it.
It looks incredible. Just one thing real quick. You're mentioning the Daytona scenes, but for the purposes of what we're doing here today in the California Festival of Speed, weren't those scenes actually shot here in California, right here at Fontana?
They were, yeah. They were actually filmed at I think it's called Auto Club Speedway now. It used to be called California Speedway.
Right.
Yep, that's exactly where it was filmed. Actually, a lot of the stuff was filmed there. There was a private airstrip north of like Santa Clarita area, I think in Agua Dulce.
Okay.
And that served as the Le Mans finish and start line. And then they filmed a lot of stuff at Road Atlanta, and then some of the long, like the Mulsanne Strait scenes, they actually filmed in like I think Statesboro, Georgia, or something. They shut down a highway. So it's
Wow.
funny because like to do a whole lap of Le Mans, you basically had to go around the entire country to mimic it. It really turned out nice.
That's really funny. Yeah, just in segments.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I wonder if we could portion that out and do a rally race somehow.
That'd be cool.
Do it in legs, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But this car's been a blast to work on. I'll be sad when it's done, and I'm kind of wrapping it up now. I've got the rear wheels to do. I actually have the back clamshell off. It's in my living room of all places. Just because it's easier to work on in there. I'm rewiring, doing some taillights that are a little better, but you know, I've basically tracked down all the original stuff.
Wow, look at that. That's a
got
period sticker that wouldn't have been on the movie car, right? You found that?
They actually had them on the movie car. For whatever reason, they peeled them off after the movie, so I had to find the art file for it and get it remade.
Oh, what a riot.
But just little things like, you know, obviously it's got the modern heads-up display that, you know, when you power the car on, I've got this switch here, you power it on, then you've got all of your display stuff that you need in real time right here. It's got GPS, speedo, stuff like that. But then it's got, you know, dummy gauges in the pod and whatnot, which is kind of cool. So it's the best of both worlds. But I've redone a lot of the wiring that I wasn't happy with. I've put, you know, these little German labels on, which are what they used to put on a lot of the race cars back in the day. So
with a good old Dymo labeler, right?
Exactly.
I remember that from my time machine building days.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny how a lot of this stuff is very similar. But, you know, little details like Hans Hermann drove the car in Daytona, so I made a Hans Hermann, you know, period Porsche helmet.
Absolutely. But it's you and your touches that make that. I mean, for those who don't know, by the way, I'm just gonna bring it out here for a second. This guy, before this car and all his other Porsche stuff and VW stuff, he was Mr. Herbie the Love Bug. He had screen used cars. He knew all the guys did. I mean, he was the guy to know. How does it feel to have a car with a big old gumball on it again?
It's cool. It's a good feeling. You know, I kind of, sometimes I miss the Herbie world. Sometimes I miss the movie car thing. And when I saw this film, I had no plans of getting this car. I didn't even know I'd be able to find one. And just through a pure luck, I tracked down the guy that had the cars, and he wanted some help selling the cars sort of under the table because there were some restrictions with Fox Studios. They didn't want them being advertised as such, which is what happens a lot of times. So,
right.
I was able to help put some of these cars in neat collections, sort of, you know, under the table, and we made it work, and I was able to get this car in the process, so it worked out really well. It's kind of a weird culmination of all these things that I've liked. Like, I really love vintage racing. I love, obviously, old Porsches, and I love movie cars. So it's kind of all three of those elements wrapped up into one. So
that is outstanding.
It's a really fun project. Yeah, it's been a really cool project. So I'm excited to drive it. I've literally driven the car for 5 minutes. I drove it home from the car carrier when it got unloaded, and it was like a winter day, snowy. I have no idea.
Yeah, the pictures, there's snow on the ground in the woods.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I literally drove the car in the shop here, proceeded to tear it apart, redo everything, and I'm looking forward to that, really the first drive with it complete. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, brother, first of all, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to go over all of that with us and show us the car and talk to us here today. I'll catch up with you more off the air, but I just love you, and I love your project, and it's not almost done. You'll find something else to work on.
Project cars are never done. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I'm going to do when it comes back from Atlanta again.
This is just the first layer, exactly. All the things you'll think about when it's not in your possession that you'll want to work on and tinker in your living room.
You'll make a list.
All right, we love you, brother. Take care.
Love you guys too. Have fun. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So funny. All right, Mrs. Ryan, there we go.
That was cool.
Success. We had our
did
first
it.
call.
Yay.
I love that guy. I love that project. It's the right car for the right guy. He went through so many cars trying to find the right project that he was working on. That, you know, I mean, the 356 he bought was so nice and everything. This is the right one for the right guy.
Right. It feels right. Like he's the one to bring it back to life and do all the cool stuff with it. I can't wait to see what he does.
very quickly, Mrs. Ryan, it's time for giveaway number 1.
Yay!
The first giveaway of the day.
Yay!
Keeping with the theme of what we just saw there with Mr. Torrey Alonso, I think we'll do we're doing the Porsche. Oh my goodness gracious! We may have to pause on that just 1 second as we take this call. As we're taking this call from, oh my goodness, it's Tony. He's a little bit early. All right, it's guest number 2. Hello there, it's Tony Callis.
I'm sorry, should I call back?
No, this is fantastic. I'm so excited to see you, and you look great. There we go. What's up, brother? How are you?
Pretty good. I didn't realize, I thought calling early I'd just be put into a queue. And when you're a race mechanic, being prepared is everything. And I'm sitting here for the last half an hour just sitting here going, thinking about when should I call? When should I call? When should I call? And that's kind of embossed into my brain right at the moment.
Well, you know what? Then you're in the queue, and you're going to be here for our giveaway. First of all, hello. How you doing? Good to see you.
Wait, you're giving me away?
We're going to keep you. We're going to keep you, but we're going to give something away. We've got some original photo works from Stephen Krupnick, and these are of a 917. We showed you before, and I'll show you again briefly here. And let us see. The winners to these have been chosen by a random generator done by Susan Waycarter of the Grand Prix region, Porsche Club of America. And where do I? Here it is. Here we go. And I have the winners in this envelope, which has been hermetically sealed, Mrs. Ryan. Hermetically sealed. I have no idea the contents of this envelope.
So proper.
Karnak for.
It's odd as
That's
we're getting more and more technically advanced. Our technology is through the roof, and we're going to random generators.
That's right. He's not in the queue at all. He's right here.
We don't trust each other any longer. We've got to go to our computer to figure something out.
Well, it was instead of me having a giant ball and a crank here going G29, Okay, so this is giveaway number 1, and that was for the 917 pictures, the original photo works by Stephen Krupnick. The winner is Apex Dream Cars. At Apex Dream Cars. And they'll know who that is. Apex Dream Cars, you're going to get that sent to you from the Porsche Club of America, Grand Prix region. The original photo works by Stephen Krupnick.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Apex Dream Cars. We'll get more in a few. Tony, back to you, brother.
Oh, sorry, I've been talking.
No, it's really good to see you. I love your set there. Is that what your office looks like all the time, or did you make it really nice for this?
Well, of course, there was a period in time where it started, but then this is this way all the time. There are a few odds and ends that get moved around from here to here, including myself. But other than that, this is pretty much it. I mean, I have my Daytona trophy and a Le Mans trophy, and all I get really is from Le Mans is a huge bottle of champagne. But other than that, this is it, man.
Well, I see some beautiful Porsche Classic books back there. The Originale, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the beautiful Ray Schaefer Originale books there. And I'm sure. Oh, look at that, too.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
That's really
beautiful.
neat.
Block's books. I just got that. And some of my favorites are the Volkswagen books, where Volkswagen started out. And we had to find them online, and they're rare, but thank you.
Rare, but thank you?
Well, I realize that I'm talking too much. So
No.
Because when we're down to 8.5 minutes and 10 seconds, I've just got to be careful. I want to make sure I don't talk too much.
We want to hear you, brother. We want to hear you. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing. Is your shop open during this time?
Okay, it's yes. We're essential. We're an essential business. Thank God. I'm very grateful. I don't know what I'd be doing. I know what I'd be doing. The shop would be closed, and I would be working. With the doors closed, and that would be what's going on. But we're working, and we're we're kind of trying to lead the way and being very careful on showing other shops what we do, disinfecting cars, having techs all within apart, 2 bays apart from another, and the whole thing everybody's doing. I don't want to go over it. I think we're all getting a little frustrated with hearing about it, but yeah, we're open, and I've done kind of something unusual over here that I haven't told everybody. I call it our motorsport division.
He's got a plan.
It's my own little playhouse area. And we have 8 bays where the guys do their thing.
and we take care of the customers' cars. And then there's my two bays where I get to do my own thing, and I get to work on what I want when I want to. And I got to tell you, it's fun. We've got this 2020 in that a lot of people have seen on Facebook that we're rebuilding the engine on. Nobody's been in one of these engines yet. I've got our 2020 race car, our GT4 Club Sport, and a number of other special projects of my own. So that's what's going on.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Well, I didn't. Did people know about any of that stuff, or was some of that exclusive right now?
Nobody knew about that. We just called it our motorsport department, our division, and everybody kind of just snickers like, yeah. But, there's some things coming I haven't talked about, and I'm going to kind of keep it on the lowdown where the owner of the 2020 race car is really planning on doing some things in the future. I'm trying to just mentor him and bring him along and enjoy the ride. Daniel Espinoza, and I got to tell you, great guy. We get along well. That's kind of an important part of winning a race like Le Mans is the team gelling together and everybody coming together and working together and getting along. And it's tough when you run 30 Germans. Like I did in 2001. I'm half German, so or 3/4 German, I can say that. But yeah, you know what?
You better get more specific with your numbers if you're any bit German.
I'll try not to upset too many people. I always have to that.
Oh my goodness. Well, so you're busy, and if anything, you're actually trying to help pay it forward by showing other folks what you're doing.
I am, and that's what I think. I'm teaching a lot, and every time I stand in front of a classroom of 40, 50, 60 Porsche techs, and I'm teaching these advanced classes, and I look around and I say something about a LiFePO battery, which everybody thinks lithium ion's the way to go, and Porsche since 17 has been running lithium iron, and there's things that people don't understand, and I'm breaking into a little bit of the technical aspect, but if you hook one of those little tiny battery jumpers up to a Porsche battery, if it's dead in a modern car, if it's dead, it will explode the little jumper in your hand, so you have to be so careful. So when I'm in front of these classes and I'm talking to these guys, my ADD has a little tendency to run rampant in the morning. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm telling them about these technical aspects of these brand new cars, and they light up, and it just makes my day and it makes my week. And the money isn't what it's worth. It isn't what this is about. It's about somebody taking that back to their shop and fixing a car and fixing cars at and just knowing that I'm lifting my skirt. I'm being fully transparent. I'm showing them what I'm made of. And that to me is what the world's about now.
Bravo, brother. Well, first of all, that deserves applause, in my opinion. But you actually opened up a bit about that when you were here in our studio sitting in the chair, about being very transparent and just living that way, especially in the landscape that the world is in today, and how important you felt that is. Good for you for still living up to that. That was a few months ago, and that's a tall order to fulfill.
Thanks, man. And I'm not everything. I'm not great. And I think we all just work together for a better tomorrow. And I think that's where we're going with this, because some of they're not even enemies, just people that talk about me, say things, it's kind of all spawned from the Le Mans win, and they're like, oh yeah, that's all he does is talk about his Le Mans win. You know what? Let's not talk about that.
That's what I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to hear.
Puppy that Daniel Espinoza just got, it's such a cute puppy. I don't want to talk about it, but on the other hand, Le Mans is everything to Porsche. And let's put it this way. When you're a 7-year-old kid and your parents are voting for a certain politician, you don't know any better, and you go to school going, that's who I'm going to vote for.
Yep.
You know what? When Porsche goes to Le Mans and they consider it the most important event to them, it's the most important event to me. And that's how I grew up. And growing up in a shop in 1974 at the age of like 11 years old, and yeah, that works out about right. To double check my math, because I was 12, but not really, because I hadn't had a birthday yet. Whatever. And there's 3 RSRs lined up in there, and you go to the races, and you know nothing better, and you're walking through a paddock barefoot with no shirt on, because I'm a guy. And it's just, that's everything, and that's where you learn these things. Then you realize that Porsche automobile manufacturers their research and development is on the end user now. I don't know if you've seen that. They go from their development stage or their thought idea on a napkin, drawing on a napkin, to you so quickly now. And Porsche goes racing, and they take that technology and they learn from it. I went to Porsche training about a month ago, and they're like, Tony, we need to replace, or everybody in there, you got to replace the vacuum pump on that engine every 5,000 track miles. And I'm like, wow, think about this. And that's what led me to, I'm sorry, we're seeing now what's going to break in the street cars. And that's what led me to years ago writing an article that said how to wear out a race car in 24 hours, how to wear out Porsche in 24 hours. That's because when you take it to Le Mans, you're basically going to start with a brand new car, hopefully, or everything new on the car. And after that race, you have to replace everything except for the body of the car. And you wear out a total car. So to me, it's like 150,000 miles of wear on a car when you go to Le Mans.
Wow.
Or Sebring, which is even a shorter race. Because it's not just 8.5 miles, 8.437 or whatever it is, miles through the beautiful French countryside. It's a grueling 24 hours, and who can actually cover the most distance in 24 hours?
You know, I've never been to Le Mans, but I do know a little bit about Sebring, and Sebring is just one of the bumpiest, roughest, all that fucking... I did it again. Gee whiz, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm learning the live rules, and I F-bombed again. Sorry. Beep. But the concrete and everything. Le Mans is a beautiful paved track except for the roads, but the roads are in good shape, right?
They're great.
Okay.
And you don't hear the stories. You don't hear the stories of turn 17 at Le Mans, at Sebring that beats the hell out of the car, and how we got second with Hurley Haywood and Craig Stanton and Joel Reiser in the car, and Joel Reiser, because he's a gentleman's driver, you don't hear the stories of the cars breaking in turn 17. But when we went to Europe for the first time, we were shocked by how smooth those tracks were. And, let me explain something. You've got a really bad dip in the road. You go through a dip. That's called high-speed shock travel. That's your high-speed adjustment. Or you go into a turn and the car settles slowly and you're in this turn. Or like that, just nice settling into the turn. That's low-speed shock travel. You go to Sebring or you go to Le Mans, they're totally different settings, and everything has to be watched. I didn't win Sebring. Our team won or Le Mans, because the engineers out on the track, there's a spotter out on the track. Everybody's watching things. There's a shock person watching what the car is doing. Tony, you know what? We better adjust the shocks like this. And then the Michelin guy comes over, or Yokohama, and looks at the tires and goes, your front of your car is working too much. I'm not the one that won the race. 30 of us put together are who won the race. I'm sorry, I'm going off on the...
No, actually, what I was thinking, in my mind, if you would entertain me for a second, all I could think of was...
I'm in there.
All I could think of was this is a guy who said, some people say, don't talk, all he does is talk about Le Mans. All I'm hearing you do is share credit, give accolades to your team, and say how it wasn't you.
Yeah.
So I think it's possible that you may be misunderstood by some people, and that's okay. Not everybody understands everybody.
You're absolutely correct. I think that misunderstanding is fairly common. But what, and they take the first sentence or paraphrase of something. Not to be negative, I think it's all positive, and I think we need to keep it all positive. And Porsche, going back to this engineering phase, remember the 60s, or I remember the ads, race on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Sure.
What's happening? They're building a car and they're selling the product of what they learned from. It's a little different now, but we're getting back to it. And I've got this beautiful 2020 GT4 Club Sport Manti Racer out in the shop, and I'm enjoying myself. And Monday, Craig Stanton, pro driver I brought to racing for the first time, for pro racing, is going to be here on Monday to discuss things. Excuse me. With the driver, Daniel Espinoza, brand new budding driver. So cool to watch that happen. And you know why? Because usually it's a lot about money. And it's only the people that have money that can do it. And to watch this to actually happen and just come about. And it's so organic. And just watch the process. Listen, people come up to me when I'm in the paddock working on a Boxster spec racer at the Porsche Club event. And they go, "What are you doing here? You barely even have a trailer. You're working on a Boxster. You're working on it, and you won Le Mans. You've won Daytona a number of times." And I said, "You know what? This is where the heart is. Grassroots motorsports is where the heart is, and you guys are real." I'm not taking anything away from all our pro racing and Le Mans. There's some serious years off my life in that paddock, but everybody in the club races, I give them credit, and I think that you are where racing starts and where it ends.
Thank you, brother. I do what I can.
He's really enjoying it.
How is your life outside of the business? We only have like another minute, but I just wanted to check in. How are you? You seem very happy. You seem very, I don't know, balanced is the wrong word. You just seem very aligned as a person, and if that's the case, then I just want to salute you once again. Are you good?
I'm good. About every number of years, thank you, 5 or so years, I come up with a new thing I want to change and I want to work on. But this two-bay shop with me working on the cars has changed me. And I've worked on the cars kind of all along, but not what we call on the line, doing brakes and oil changes. That kind of gets boring.
So you're motivated. You're motivated, right? You're feeling it. You're driven.
I'm definitely motivated.
You wear it. It's pretty rad.
Thank you. I really, I love it, and I love the Facebook aspect and sharing everything with everybody.
Oh, is that also why you have such a nice set there? Because you're doing more tutorials and more classes online?
Yes, I'm actually trying to travel less. I've been traveling since the early 80s and working on race cars and working for all the good teams. And and not so good teams. And I got to tell you, that's 40 years or whatever, 50 years of traveling, and I'm ready to do this and share my knowledge on a webinar. I don't like it as much because when there's a whole classroom full of 40 to 60 people, and I'm looking at each one and I'm asking questions, it's different than sitting here at a computer screen looking at myself and Nicole. At least Nicole's sitting there. Thank you.
Sorry. This is so that they can see you. You don't need to see me.
And it's totally different, but you know what? It's okay. It's cool. We're getting used to it. And I thought, you know what? Every webinar I've watched, people are displaying who they are in their books behind them and their trinkets and the things that they have.
Sure.
And I think it's cool. You get to look at these, and I can't show you around too much, but you know, it's a little bit of a mess. Oh.
Well, that's all right. We're gonna lose you anyway. You might have just lost you there. If you, oh, there you are. Oh, look at that! Right out to the shop. Beautiful.
So, little Boxster, the 2020, the new car, and a whole bunch of slicks.
I love it. His little office is in the motorsports section. Very nice.
After 30 years of being in business, this is my first private office.
I love it. All right, mister, we love you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for supporting the California Festival of Speed. We will talk to you soon. I'll give our best to Diane and the rest of your team there at the shop.
Okay.
All right, we love you. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
He's great. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Thank you, Tony Callis from Callis Rennsport. Mrs. Ryan, I want to see if we can maybe get in another thing here before our next...
Another giveaway.
Piggly Wiggly. No, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's see. All right. Got the answers out. All right. That's the 8 o'clock card. That one's gone. 8:30 card. Tony Callis. We got that out of the way. Sorry, not out of the way. We had that lovely conversation with Tony Callis. I just love that guy.
Me too.
And I'm so excited for him lately. He kind of turned over a new leaf right before he was here last
saw
time,
it.
and he's living it. He's living it.
He
Even
looks-
in this hard... We're in a fallout shelter. I put all those things in. It's so funny. Okay, giveaway number 2. Piggly Wiggly did that. All right, let's see. Number 2 is going to be the giving away 2 motorsport keychains. And the keychains, as we showed you before, look a little like this. Motorsport
They're
Signet.
gorgeous.
70% zinc alloy, 10% metal, and silver color. Key ring and stainless steel with lasered port shot. Oh my goodness gracious. And I'll answer that. Will we give this away? Hang on just 1 second, that Porsche girl. Let's see. The winner for this, those 2 keychains are the winner of 2 exclusive cars. It's at Flip821. At Flip821. You've got 2 motorsport keychains coming to you, courtesy of the Porsche Club of America Grand Prix region and the California Festival of Speed.
They're gorgeous.
All right. Now, with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our next guest, who is plugging her very own show on this wonderful afternoon of programming, morning and afternoon. That Porsche Girl. Hello, That Porsche Girl.
Hi, I can't see you. Can you see me?
We're working on it. Yes, I can see you just fine. We're working on it. There you
Looking
go.
at a wall.
There
but
you go.
I'm good at talking to walls. It's good.
Yeah, you're going to see
Great.
Mrs. Ryan probably, but that's about it. There you go. Hi.
So nice to see you guys.
It's lovely to see you. I wanted to both talk to you because we hadn't seen you since you were in our studio and see how you were doing during this whole thing. And then also I wanted to find out what's going on with your 2-hour block and your interviews that you've got coming up today. So how you doing this morning?
Really boring. Yeah, you know what? Everyone should just tune out now. It's boring.
Don't
No,
be self-deprecating. You have a great lineup.
I have a ridiculous lineup. It's kind of the dream lineup. And I have, I don't know if you know him. His name is Jeff Swart. He has I don't know, he knows something about Porsches. And
I'm a big fan of that guy. He's awesome.
yeah, he's amazing. And he tells so many great stories. And we've actually interviewed and pre-taped it, but...
Oh, so yours isn't live. You did all your interviews already.
Yeah, no, I'm not a pro like you.
No, I'm thinking good for you because the moment this started, I was immediately regretting this decision.
Yeah. No, actually, it went pretty smoothly. Thank God I had really wonderful support team with Mariana Small and Susan Way and he's probably still editing.
Kevin? Yep.
Rice. Yeah.
Kevin Rice from the
president of Porsche Club LA.
Porsche Club
so
LA,
I was
yes.
really fortunate to be able to work with some professionals and get a ridiculous lineup for a beginner.
Well, you mentioned Jeff Swart, but you've got some other names that are equally as impressive.
Yes, so I have Jeff Swart, I have Johnny Lieberman from Head to Head and Motor Trend magazine, television, everything.
I saw him on Late Night Playset. I know that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I used your show
We're friends
as
on
research.
Facebook.
I know him from Motor Trend probably the most. With that's where everyone, right? From
Yes, that's
writing
right.
and being a host.
And yeah, and just Instagram as well because he goes live and he's pretty. First of all, he's got a lot of knowledge, so he actually spills that out, and we talk a little bit about bread. But as you know,
Hang on. I have a clip to play. Actually, can I play this clip
Okay.
now? While you're here.
sure, I'm just.
All right. Here's
taking
a
off my face.
here's a quick teaser of what to expect at the. And this is the 12 o'clock hour, correct? All right.
Yes, 12 to 2.
Here we go. Roll it, Hal.
Let's discuss bread because
Bread.
if I see one more bread that hasn't been delivered to my house, I see that Magnus is getting bread.
Yeah, he gave
I
me
see
that.
all the cool kids are getting bread, but not this girl. You can't make me
Well,
one loaf of bread.
And so everyone knows what we're talking about. I make my own bread, and it's pretty good. But for you,
It's pretty good.
So yeah, I'm gonna get that bread if it kills me.
Oh my goodness.
I love that guy.
Did you get any bread?
Not yet. But,
What?
I'm working on the bribery. I don't know. Apparently, you have to have a collection like Magnus. Although Magnus made him 6 masks, he told me so.
Oh, masks for
I
bread is
haven't saved
totally
his
fair.
life,
That's a good trade.
Magnus is saving his life, and I'm just sitting here. So
You're keeping
but
us all
I wanted to
entertained
tell
during
you
this
about what
thing.
else I have. What was that?
I say you're keeping us all entertained during this thing. But your feed is obviously wonderful. But one of the things that keeps me entertained throughout the day in life is your Instagram story feed. Both the photos, the stories, the moments in your life, and especially for me, the little musical interludes. I find them to be so funny and just so, I don't know, you're a little bit off the wall like I am. And I hope that you take that as a compliment because I mean it that way.
I think it's funny because when I first did something like that, I thought
They're all going to laugh at you.
as quickly as they followed. Yeah, no, but I've gotten either you love it or you hate it, and if you love it, I love that because it's kind of my personality comes out in my stories and my passion for cars comes out in my posts. So yeah, I kind of sometimes go off the rails, but I actually got a text after my interview with Jeff Swart, and he just said, I just want to say I love the Gap Police, and I'm missing it, because I do a thing where when people aren't pulling up at lights.
Yes.
it drives me nuts. So
Do you know what she means?
I think so.
Can you explain it to anyone else who might not know what you mean?
I'm just like I drive 2,000 miles a month pretty much for my work because I have clients all over LA and Orange County. And oftentimes I'll pull up to a light and there's just a huge gap and it just causes me so much anxiety. Not anxiety, it's annoying. Like, get it together, guys. Pull up to the light and it'll be a 2 to 3 car gap between one car to the other. And all my European friends are like, why is this happening? What is this apocalypse that's happening there? And I'm like, I don't know. There's some sort of thing I'm not in on, but so
is the thought process or the argument then that because of the amount of space that is given, that they're probably doing something else, that they're not paying attention?
Sometimes, but I'll just look. A lot of times, I don't know if they're waking up from their Ambien or what, but they just will be staring, clutching their pearls. I don't know. It's the craziest thing to me. So I like when they're not doing the phone thing because then they have no reason. Then I really lay into them. I actually was at a light. I was at a light a couple weeks back, and I was like, "What is going on? I can't believe it." I really shamed this person, just kind of like just the bumper. But my friend goes, "I think that's my husband." And I screenshotted the license plate, and she was dying. She goes, "You just shamed my husband." It was amazing. I was like, well, you shouldn't do that, okay? You got caught. But I wanted to also tell you some of the other people I'm going to be interviewing. One is my very, very good friend and your very good friend. And I think Eric is going to be... Was Eric just on your show? Because I was cutting in and out trying to get my coffee.
Well, you go ahead with what you're saying.
So Jen from Porsche Experience Center.
Oh, yes.
Is one of my guests, and so we usually talk like this anyway and have a glass of wine after work. But
you mean on the computer like this?
Yeah, we'll just do FaceTime kind of like this and just talk about our day, and so we can see someone and we just
get it all out. Totally.
Yeah.
Human,
so
right?
and she's alone. Like, she goes to see her family, but she's alone a lot of the time. So a lot of people are just kind of lonely too, and it's nice to just see a friendly face. So
it's funny for the people who are in with a family or a loved one or whatever, who it's kind of like, oh, okay, a little fresh air would be nice. It didn't occur to me that some people are solely just like, oh man, it's me and my cat.
Some people are completely isolated.
My boyfriend the other day was like, "Oh, good, you're in sweatpants." And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, but he's so funny anyway. I can hear him saying that in my head.
Good, yeah, that's cool. So then my other,
Lee.
Probably a very little known, the other guest I have, I'm sure no one knows his name.
Well, hang on. I was going to say, does anyone know this name? You may have to introduce him and explain his resume.
I'll just have to walk people through it.
Say it one more time because I might have talked over you.
Rod Emery.
Yeah.
Mr. 356, Mr. Outlaw.
Friend and neighbor. Oh, we're covering our view, but friend and neighbor Rod Emery from Emery Motorsport. So you've got a hell of a lineup for this is your first time doing one of these, right?
I mean, I don't know how we suckered him in. I think it took a pandemic, and then people got trapped in their houses, and they're like, "Sure, I'll talk to anyone."
It might be that. It might be that. I think that you've established yourself in a not very long amount of time, and yes. I think that everyone already knows you, and it's easy to say yes to someone they know who is going to do a good job at this. So, how the heck did this come to be? Because I heard a rumor that from you that you always wanted to be a talk show host. Now, is that true? Because I didn't, but here I am.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's the ideal job. I actually used to do stuff in television and movies. I used to drive. I was a precision driver and doubled a lot of actresses. So, and then a lot of times the acting roles that would come my way would be like girlfriend of or topless lady, and I'm like, no, it's not me. I just don't want to do anything. Or a girl in pool, slowly emerging, and I was like,
not enough.
I don't want anything to do with that. And I just feel like I just didn't want to put myself out there on film forever in a bad situation. So I'm kind of a good girl that way. And I just thought the best job would be just talking to people because it's kind of what I do anyway. too much. I talk a lot. So,
That
yeah,
comes with the job.
What, yeah. What was amazing was, and this was in real time, I had answered one of the questions that Lorena from Women in Porsche put up of what would be your dream job. And it was just a random, like, hey, everyone, what would be your dream job? And I said I would talk show host. I just did a quick send, and then she tagged me, and it usually just goes to the person. So she put it up on her stories, tagged me, and then 4 minutes later, Mariana Small texted me and said, "Hey, so do you really want to be a talk show host?" I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
"No."
Well, then
Yeah.
it's literally one of those situations where if you put it out there in the universe, it will come to you.
in 4 minutes, and then they'll say, "Hey, do you want to interview 4 people inside of 4 days and get it up?" I mean, it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was such a fun experience and such cool people, and everyone was so gracious, and I feel really fortunate. And thank you for having me on too.
Oh,
You know,
no.
I want to interview you. We've talked about this because
Yeah.
no one. I think a lot of people know who you are, but because I'm kind of new to the Porsche people community, I wanted to know more about, especially Nicole. She has a pretty great past with comedians and all that, and I'm really into comedians. I know a lot of comedians, so I was wondering what her story was and how you guys got here. So I would love to interview you guys one day.
Well, that's a lovely segue because my next question was going to be, well, I was going to say I can't wait to watch it, can't wait to see how this all turned out. But my question was going to be, are you thinking about doing this again? Did you enjoy the experience enough that you would want to continue it or at least do another one or another one-off or something?
Well, day one, I got off and it was like 2:45, and I was like, is it okay to have wine at this point? Because I just was stressed, and it was funny because it was Johnny Lieberman. I consider him a friend, and it was very easy. But you're thinking there's so much that goes into it, and all the prep before, and really doing your homework on the person. So I was a little stressed, and then the next day I was like, oh, that's not bad. I can have a glass of wine at 4.
Yeah.
And then
Aren't
the
all
next day I
rules
was
off with this Corona thing anyway?
Yeah, I mean the rules.
It's
are
5
yeah,
o'clock
I'm on
anywhere,
European
somewhere,
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
I'm on European time. So, and then, and literally, I'm going to bed at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
I've noticed this with other people. I'm not doing that. I keep a pretty regular schedule. We do. But I have noticed that other people are sending me emails at 3:48 in the morning or whatever, and it's something they've been working on for 2 hours, and then I'll see someone else frying bacon at 5 o'clock on Instagram. I'm like, people are off, man. Totally
No one
off.
knows what's up.
I
Everyone's
don't
like
even know what
following
day it is.
dog schedules and like walking them anytime they want to go out.
All right. Did I cut you off, or are we good? Because we are good.
No, yeah, I was just going to say by the end of it, I had 2 interviews on Thursday, and I just had lunch and went back to it, and I was like, I love this. This is great. So, yeah, I would love to be a talk show hostess. I'd love to be Oprah. I'd love to make people cry. That's my goal.
All right. Well, Laura, the thing is, I never intended to be a talk show host. I always thought that I would produce the talk show and make all of the, this stuff happen. So if you want to be a talk show host, why don't you just come figure out how to be a talk show host and I'll produce it?
Okay, perfect. I love it.
I mean, just to get you going onto your stardom of your own and whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like late in life. I'm like, I should have been doing this at 30.
Yeah, that's a long line.
Now that's
Long line to get in. We love you. We love you so much, Laura. Thank you for checking in. Can't wait for your 2-hour block starting at noon today, the California Festival of Speed. Interviews with Rod Emery, Jeff Zwart, Johnny Lieberman, and GI Jennifer Nicole from the PEC Los Angeles.
Kudos,
You're
man.
awesome. Have a great day. Enjoy it. I hope you're having wine already because all bets are off.
Why not? Good to see your face.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Mrs. Ryan. Another one down. Here we are.
Yay.
It's a new thing. It's time to do another one, another giveaway.
Another
This
giveaway.
feels like Prize Wonderland in here, doesn't it?
Yes, a little bit.
Look at this studio full of marvelous prizes.
Marvelous prizes to give it. I'll work on my showcase hand.
Please, work on your showcase hand.
I'll work on Vanna White next life.
Did I do this right? All right, yeah, okay. So that Porsche girl was here, and we have paired her with the women's purses. We're giving away 2 women's purses. I've already opened the envelope. And let's see what those purses look like. Reminder for everybody. Okay. Porsche driver selection, women's purse made of high-quality cowhide leather with embossed Porsche crest, with practical internal compartments and various pockets. Dimensions are seen on screen, 19 by 11, 2.5 centimeters. Shown in black. That is correct. The board goes back. Password. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. We have 2 winners for this because we're giving away 2. One of whom I know, and so do you, and one of whom I had some trouble writing down, and I'm hoping you can help me write. One of which, and again, I want to mention that these were selected by a random generator and Susan Way Carter of the Porsche Club of America Grand Prix region. The winners of the ladies' Porsche purse are Michelle Sandu and Holistic Thread Anita. Could be Holistic the Anita. I'm not sure, but Holistic Thread Anita. You both are winners of the Porsche purse. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mrs. Ryan. Yeah.
Congratulations. They're really neat little purses. I'm excited for you guys.
I think so. I hope so. Actually, all of the items are pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're Porsche design. I don't know exactly how they came to be, and I don't know exactly where they were donated from. I'm assuming a dealership or maybe Porsche.
Maybe.
Experience Center. I'm not sure. That's what's going on.
They're all pretty nifty. I'd like to have them in my line of sight at all times.
Oh, really? If you can't tell, I'm waiting for the next phone call. Any second now. So there were other things to talk about that we didn't get to. Our next call is going to be Eric Skurmantz from Porsche Motorsports North America.
So glad to talk to him.
Me too. He has been scheduled to be here as a guest on the Late Night Playset show in our studio. But, of course, COVID and everything else happened. So excuse me while I take this.
The world blew up.
The world did blow up. Here we go. Hey, look at this guy. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Good morning to my favorite couple.
Good morning
Good
to
to
you,
see
sir.
you.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. This is Eric Skurmantz, manager of the Porsche Motorsport North America, and he is standing there in the workshop. Is this virtual? Are you on a green screen, or are you really there at the shop?
I'm really here.
Wow.
Really here. I've got all the toys around me. Maybe we'll show them to you at some point.
You sound fantastic, too. Oh, you got an earbud. You really know how to do this thing.
Well, I usually don't wrap myself out, but I may have needed a little help from my roommates because I made a strategic plan to come in here, and you need permission to come into the Experience Center right now. And Porsche Motorsport North America shares the Experience Center with our great fellow Porsche team over at the Experience Center. But there's a very strict process to enter and exit the property at this point. So I made my list. I brought everything here, and I left both of my phones at home.
Oh, my goodness.
So I need to give a shout out to Mitch and Amanda for a special delivery about 5 minutes ago of my electronic devices. But I had a plan in my head, so we threw it back together pretty quick.
That's amazing. I was thinking about, you'll see it back, but I was sitting here and saying, we're just waiting for our next phone call. Should be any second now. And I'm thinking you, of all people, would be right like on the 30-second early mark.
Well, I was listening to you, so I waited until you were done giving the prizes, and I hit the button.
Oh, God, you're awesome.
You're
so awesome. Tell us what you've been up to. Tell us how your life is affected, certainly at least in a professional way during this trying time. And then whatever you've been up to. You look fantastic.
Absolutely.
You truly look fantastic.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Do you cut your own
lighting.
hair?
When you're surrounded by this many Porsches, you always look fantastic. It's just a given.
Mrs. Ryan has a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do you cut your own hair? It looks really good.
I do. I absolutely, about a year and a half ago, I realized that level of, or that height of cut, I could probably figure it out, and I've got my routine down now.
You guys are good
The goal
like
is
that.
you cut it so often, no one ever even notices. It just stays the way it's supposed to be.
You are. I made the same joke with him yesterday, and I said, "You look fantastic. You must cut your own hair." He said, "I do." I said, "Me too."
Absolutely.
And we're in a situation where you can tell who does because they're okay.
Yeah.
Some of our guests today, the first one, Tori, I love you, bro, but he had a whole thing
I
going
saw
on,
that.
sideburns and the whole bit. He looks,
saw it.
He looks like he should be period racing that car back in the 60s.
Guys are looking like ladies, and they're owning it now.
You look like absolutely nothing is new. So carry on, please. Tell us what's up.
Well, I'm at home here now after almost 2 years. But so what's been going on at Porsche Motorsport North America is because we're a motorsport only support business and we're only allowed to work on non-street legal cars, we made the appropriate and moral decision that we aren't going to try and look for any little loopholes. We are not a service facility that works on road cars.
It's not
period.
essential, right?
So we are non-essential, and we wanted to protect our team. We've got some of the most experienced Porsche motorsport technicians on the planet, so we protect them at all costs. And my succession planning for their brilliance is what keeps me up at night, if anything. But we shut down when the order came on, I think, the 18th, of April. And at that point, we've just been kind of in a holding pattern. In order to support some ongoing activities at the Experience Center, though, we have shipping and receiving open, and our parts department has some limited capabilities right now. So we're able to keep the shops that were legally and legitimately able to stay open around the country, fed with their parts needs. So
that's interesting. Logistically, you fulfill a few different fronts, of course. Interesting.
Right. So, it's a very low key. Around here right now, there's 2 security guards and myself. During the week, there's a technician or 2 working on the Experience Center cars. And then we've got the parts department and just kind of keeping things moving towards, first the reopening of being able to work on site while office workers will probably work from home for a good long time. For us, obviously, the biggest thing is when can you go back to having national and international travel? And actually, it's a good segue into discussing the California Festival of Speed and Porsche Club Racing, because for the highest level racing, the SRO World Challenge, the IMSA Series, IMSA Challenge, you need international travel to be allowed again. There's no one to drive the RSRs, although I know volunteers, I'm sure, out there. I know they're tuned in.
I'll raise my hand too then.
Yeah, exactly. We've got plenty of volunteers, but you can't have the professional level racing without the international element. So that's going to be a month or 2 down the road. And every day, Dr. Armbruster, our CEO here at Porsche Motorsport North America, is in touch with our German colleagues and trying to assess what's the global situation. But if you talk about how do we stay busy, certainly right now there's been an unintended break. So we're the required service provider for engine and gearbox rebuilds for the Porsche Cup Series and all the modern cars. But we also are very heavily expanding, and that's where my background in different types of club racing and in a Porsche family all my life came in. We're really working on our support for the club racing side. And obviously, we can talk about 2 things there. We have the workshop content and building engines and gearboxes for that market, and then also the club sport cars, which I surrounded myself by. I put one of each of our current customer support race cars on the floor to show. So right now I was supposed to be at the California Festival of Speed. We were supposed to be doing club sport experiences. So we're bringing club sport cars to pinnacle events. We did the Sebring 48-hour PCA race. We were going to do the California Festival of Speed PCA race, and we were letting potential customers ride in a purpose-built club sport model. And obviously in club racing, there's a lot of paths that people take to build their cars. Porsche recognized a while back that there's a market for official Porsche-built track day cars, and with the incredible PCA club racing programs, with all of the country club racetracks around the country, there's a big opportunity there. So we're on kind of our second wave of club sport models that came out last year. The 935s went rather quickly, and they weren't particularly club sport, but the variant of that car with the same mechanical components is the GT2 RS Club Sport. I have one off to my right here.
I sat in one.
GT4.
I spent some time one there. That was my favorite car you had there one day. Oof.
Yeah, if we had more time, I'd fire it up and put the microphone by the tailpipe. But
next time for sure.
Keep it on schedule. Yeah. But we were really we're looking forward to going to more PCA races this year and just sharing with the paddock how we can blend together. And there's so many great private shops out there that have been taking care of those customers for years. But we bring an element that we think is complementary to what's already been going on in club racing. We think we can bring them very, very affordable and very high-quality builds. And really what we're looking at is, in the classic world, our good friend Ray Schaefer and Porsche has gotten a very developed program going, and those dealers that have been chosen to be part of that are just an essential part of the Porsche community these days.
Sure.
Well, on the motorsport side, when a car went from the modern current car, the Cup car, moved down to club racing, when an RSR or an R moved down to club racing, Porsche Motorsport wasn't necessarily involved in that gap. Now, Porsche Motorsport North America is unique because of its Andal heritage. So we also have a Golf 917 to my left, a Jägermeister 962. So we've always had the historic element. So what we sat down and talked about with Alvin Springer, Dr. Armbruster, and our technicians is, what about that gap? What about the 993 to 997 gap? And we said, you know what? We're as competitive as anybody. We get the parts direct from Porsche at the best price Porsche is obviously going to give anybody. And we should really support that community because there are people out there that want to keep their car factory original. There are people out there who want to know that the engine was run through the same braking procedure it was back in the day on our dyno, which is one of the most sophisticated dynos probably on the planet. And we can do things in terms of tuning at the club level that weren't available when it was the current race car. So that's how we're kind of working with the community.
It's amazing, brother. And you guys you always have your finger on the pulse of the community. We only have about 90 seconds here. Could you give us a quick tour of what you've got going on there? Even though I know probably work is stagnant because no one's there, but you always have some beautiful eye candy. And a beautiful crane shot. Look at your gimbal here. Oh my, oh my goodness.
We're going to get in the middle and do a spin. All right, so now we're going to look at the ceiling.
Oh, gorgeous ceiling.
Yeah, so I'm going to improvise now. So over there we've got
I see
a little bit of a GT2 project we've had ongoing. So we're finishing that up. And then behind me, I have the GT4 Club Sport. That's a track day model. We've got a Cup car right behind me here. And that's the 991.2. This is the last year that is the top, the current Cup car. The highest level Cup series next year will be using a 992 base car that's just unbelievable. It actually picks up some more characteristics from the GT3R.
Wow.
There's your favorite.
Yeah. Is that the actual one that I sat in and played with?
That one is not. That one got wrapped and is running around in the black martini colors.
Oh, cool.
And then everybody's favorite, the carbon fiber beast.
Sure.
So
that was the Hunziker mobile there.
Yeah. So, and then if I go down the wall, we've got some GT4s available.
Wow.
And then we've got some of the historic projects over in the corner.
Just the coolest. Right. Just the coolest.
I may not have made the gimbal work quite the way it was. I think it timed out on me because I wasn't playing with it enough.
Well, whatever you did, it looked great. And thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to have you here in the studio with us so we can actually spend some quality time and hug it out.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
You look fantastic.
Great to see you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you to the PCA and the California Festivals Feed folks for understanding, how great it is for their folks sitting at home to have a little extra content to their weekend as opposed to just missing out on their amazing event. And we'll all look forward to going back next year.
Oh, bravo to that. Thank you so much, brother. We love you, and we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Awesome. What a great guy.
Love that guy.
Very lucky. Fantastic guests. All right. That's out of the way. Now we've got giveaway number 4. Allow me to get this envelope. Here we go.
Yippee.
What are we giving away now, Mrs. Ryan? Let's see. It is the rucksacks. We're giving away 2 rucksacks.
Oh, yeah.
Let's remind everyone what the rucksacks are. Here we
go.
From Porsche Driver Selection. It's a rucksack made of durable and wipeable functional material. Porsche logo on the front. Main compartment with organizer and space for smartphone, keys, etc. Padded compartment for tablet or your laptop. It's even got an address tag.
Everything you need.
The dimensions you can see on your screen, 28 inches by 43 centimeters. It's probably centimeters, not inches. It's stupid. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe it is. It's hard to say. It's a rucksack. We're going to give it away.
You can put a computer in it.
Let's see. All right, the rucksacks. Again, these winners were chosen randomly by a randomizer generator done by Susan Way Carter of the Porsche Club of America, GPX. Randomly selected by Funkin' Wagnalls. Some old people will get that. No one else. Okay, 2 winners. Tim Smith and 718 Monstro. 718 Monstro. Tim Smith and 718 Monstro. You both are winners of the rucksack.
Congratulations.
The Porsche rucksack. You're both going to get rucksacks.
Yay.
And those are going to be sent to you from the Porsche Club of America Grand Prix region. Did I say that right before? Grand Prix region?
Yes.
All right, good. Sometimes I got so used to saying San Gabriel Valley region for a week because of our friend Jose and everything. Oh my
There's
goodness.
lots of names, GPX and different acronyms and stuff.
There really are. Our guest now, who's going to be calling in any second, is Sarah DeCarmen, I believe is how you say her name. But everyone knows her from LA Dismantler, right down the street. Of course, you can't see it because our map is covered. But LA Dismantler, here she is. Here we go. There she is. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Here we go. Get this set up. Hey, you did it. Good morning. I was just filling everybody in who you are and what you do. Sarah, am I saying your last name right, DeCarmen?
Yes. And my little one is peeking.
That's beautiful. Can you turn your phone sideways and we'll see everything?
Oh, yes, I forgot. I did say that. I was trying to look up.
Hey, hello there. Hello.
Good morning. I missed you, Nicole. Where's Ryan?
Oh, so I'm here, but we need the camera to see you. There we go. And thank you for reminding me. Good point. Welcome, Sarah. It's so great to have you here. We, I believe, had been talking about having you be here and sit in the chair, and I think Mrs. Ryan was talking to you about that. I hope that still will happen in the future. But for now, I'm excited that we get to do it on the California Festival of Speed.
We're here. It's virtual. It's amazing.
It is. How's your Saturday morning going?
It's going pretty well. As you can see, I'm in mom mode over here. We've been watching the show since you guys started this morning.
Oh, you're so nice. We've got a full day of activities planned. We got the Stiglet coming up and that Porsche girl after. Can you tell us a little bit about what LA Dismantler is and then also how life has changed during this time?
So LA Dismantler is a Porsche dismantling yard, which is, I'll say a fancy word for a breaking yard or a scrap yard or a junk yard or whatever, words you like to put on it. So my motto is keeping Porsches on the road. So that's something we've been doing for 20-something years, is basically taking in Porsches that have had some kind of demise and, piecing out the parts and helping others to keep their cars on the road. So whether it's just a regular driver or an outlaw or all kinds of crazy projects that people come up with. So it's been pretty fun to see, all the way from the start all the way to the finish, what some people do with the parts they get from us and all the projects and so forth.
I bet. Did you say 20 years? It's been in business 20 years?
23-ish, 24-ish. I don't know. My late husband and I started in our late 20s, and I'm 46 now.
So don't do the math. Don't do the math.
It's been around for a while. Holy
wow.
cow.
Well, good for you. I didn't realize that you had that much history there. Well, that would explain why you're so ingrained in the community then.
It's funny. So I wasn't for a really long time. So he passed away almost 3 years ago. And
Sorry.
I was really behind the scenes. And I went to a few events here and there, and I always, we started the business and I ran it, and then I kind of backed away to become mom. But then it was probably about, I think almost a year and a half now that I really realized that, I had to become the name and the face of the company. And so I got onto social media and I opened my accounts, and it has been just so amazing. So it's funny. So all the people that you have on your show, all the people that are part of Festival of Speed have all become, really good friends of mine. I've just been so grateful to get into this community again and, kind of reinsert myself and meet these most amazing people.
Well, good for you. Did you, when you said you were behind the scenes before, was it because you were more of the business person and your husband had the love for Porsche? Did he have a love for Porsche, or was it just a smart business move?
Okay, so my father got a Porsche when I was 10, and that kind of started the bug.
For you?
Yes, for me. So I lived on a cul-de-sac, and it was in a tiny little suburban town. And at the end of the cul-de-sac, I always knew my window faced the street, and I knew every sound of every exhaust that ever went up there. So I knew every neighbor, like when they got home.
Oh, that's a riot.
I was the designated car washer for the family, so that was earned my little bits.
That was for the neighbors, I think. Hey-o.
Yeah. And then I met my late husband when I was 20, and he was a Porsche aficionado to the nth degree. So he had already started taking apart Porsches even back then. and piecing out, things that he needed for himself and then selling to the community because he was in the salvage business, but just not Porsche specific.
Oh,
So,
I see. So this makes a lot of sense. There was already a tie there. Now I understand the through line.
yeah, his family had been in automotive, their entire history. So that was kind of a natural thing for him. So, when I came along, I joked that if I wanted to date him, I had to sit in a cold garage while he takes
That's amazing. You're probably not alone. That's probably a common tale.
Well, it's funny because I've talked to a lot of different wives along the way, or husbands, that are calling and saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could tell my wife about this." And I say, you know what? Listen, there's so many vices that someone can have. This is a tangible thing, and it's you can see the results when you're finished, and you can enjoy it and appreciate it. Versus a lot of other vices where it might just be money going down a drain. So, I think it's an all positive thing.
Oh, that's so great. Well, you do seem to
So
be
positive.
positive. Yeah,
So positive. Good advice.
Is that your personality? Are you kind of that? Are you a half full kind of person?
I try to be. I mean, especially even times with COVID going around and everyone, all this stuff that's happening. I try to always look for the silver linings and things. I always try to, look for the glass being half full. I mean, it's no fun when you have a pessimistic attitude and then you're stealing out on others. So the more positivity you can exude, the more that it comes back to you. Because I kind of believe in that whole universe, helps you in a sense.
Yeah, you're definitely preaching to the right people here. We're all on the same page. Whether we're right or not, that's what we believe.
Yeah, because it's funny, I've come across people in my life where, it's always a woe is me, and this always happens to me, that always happens to me, and I really kind of believe that whether I'm legit or not, I don't know, but if you keep putting that negativity out there, then it's almost like a magnet that comes back to you. So,
Oh yeah, manifest destiny.
and you say that everything that's happening is happening for a reason, and everything that's compiled up to this point is who we are, and what we've come to be is we are the makers of our own universe.
Well, that is very, very true. With that and life being so different, how has your life changed, maybe business-wise or personally? How are you coping with all of what's going on?
I have to say I'm really blessed. I had a big communication with my team. We had a big meeting not too long after LA. Well, actually, it was right around the time that LA was announcing that we were going to go on our lockdown, as I'll call it. And I said, we're really blessed that we've all picked this industry because we are an essential business. And so we're allowed to operate. We're allowed to work. I'm more than grateful to be able to give everyone a paycheck that's working for me.
Huge right now.
Yeah, I mean, we have a decent sized shop where everyone's allowed to be social distanced anyway. So we've always practiced that without even trying. Desks are far apart.
And everything you touch is already corroded with every goddamn thing you could possibly imagine anyway, right? From every bit of road grime and, anywhere all over the world, country.
Yeah, if the Porsche grease doesn't kill it, then what will, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm no medical doctor, but right?
I think that consuming motor oil is the new trend. We'll stay away from that one.
Oh, is that the new thing today? The motor oil kills it? All right, whatever. Not getting involved. Well, that's nice that you're at least able to keep it all going then and keep the whole machine moving. What about personally? I mean, mentally, we were talking in the beginning of the show how we're sort of made for this and it's still tough. I mean, you seem to be in a lovely home. You got your family there, right? How are you dealing with it mentally and everything? I saw you just point to your head. How are you dealing with that?
Yeah, it is weird how it creeps in. So I try not to live in a fear-based world, and I've got a lot of friends with a lot of variances in terms of their thinking and conspiracy theories and this and that, and I don't know exactly necessarily what I believe, but I try not to get caught up in the hype. I mean, obviously I try to practice safe distancing and so forth. I work from home quite a bit anyway, and now I have 4 girls at home that are homeschooling with me.
Oh, wow. And you're homeschooling. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a huge transition.
That's big.
That's a big thing.
Four's
that's
a
different.
lot.
Yeah, it's I've raised really independent kids, so I'm really blessed. They're all pretty good about doing their thing. I mean, some of them need a little more maintenance than others.
How old are they? What's the range?
My youngest is 8, and it goes all the way up to 16.
Oh my!
Is a budding new driver, and about to teach her how to drive a stick shift. You know, she's been, while I'm driving, she's like, you know, she's shifting for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she's
That's how it started. That's good stuff right there. I like it. Oh man! And then you said all the, did we get to all the ages?
8 to 16 was the
Gosh,
range.
that's a heck of a. So it's there's no pocket. You're all over the place. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, they all like this or they all like that. No,
a little
everybody's
of everything.
all over the joint. The interests would be everywhere from 8 to 16.
Yeah, I kind of have my two littles and my two bigs, I'll say.
Okay.
So, my phone is saying low battery even though it's plugged in. Okay, so let me check in my connection here. Yeah, so I have two teenagers and I have two little ones, you know, that are, yeah, and they get along really well, I have to say, but at the same time, you know, when you are, you know, all stuck together in a house, it's, you know, things will come up, but that's just life.
There you go. I love that. Well, again, your attitude. Is there anything that anybody out there should know about LA Dismantlers that they might not already?
What should they know? Well, I mean, I can't say that everybody knows about us. That's definitely not the case because, you know, even in being in this industry for this long, I meet new people all the time, which is amazing. And I have to say I've been really blessed that, you know, getting out in the community. And it was funny because I brought all my badges out. I think my kids were playing with them.
Your badges?
Yeah,
We don't need no stinking badges. What badges?
badges for shows. I was looking for my Festival of Feed stuff. And,
Gave me the middle finger. I saw that. That's all I saw. And then she hung up on me. Oh, here she is.
Sorry.
If you mean like all the credentials, all of the lanyards and all that stuff?
Yes, I had my lanyards and my. So I've been
Now it
posting
makes
about
sense.
I just got back from Amelia right before this hit, which was amazing because it was kind of the last big great show. I saw Ray Schaefer. I heard that, you know.
So he's calling right now. As a matter of fact, he's about 2 minutes early. Sarah, we love you. Thank you so much for doing this. Is there anything that people should know about LA Dismantlers that they don't, other than you're open for business?
More than happy to help serve you if you need. I always joke that I hope you never need us because, you know, that might mean that you either got into a sticky situation or you're building something. So we're here to help you if you need to. But yes, I always hope you never need us.
Oh, you're awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing it. Thanks for getting up early and joining us on the California Festival of Speed, virtually.
Thanks for hosting the show. It's awesome. You guys have an amazing setup back there. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Can't
You'll be
wait to
here soon
have you.
enough, as soon as it's legally allowed. Thanks, Sarah. Talk to
Good
you
to
soon.
see you.
Have a great.
All right. Now, let's see. We missed a call, but I think I can call him back.
Oh, wow.
No,
Technology.
that's the wrong person. But I can call him. Let's see. It was Ray Schaefer calling in, but I didn't want to not say
Right.
goodbye to Sarah.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, thanks for everything. Bye-bye. Hi, Ray. I'll do one more here. I'm sure he's probably texting me at the same time saying, hey, there we go. Live TV, folks. There we go. There it is. Connecting live with Ray Schaefer.
Hello, Ray Schaefer.
There we go. I think we've got it. Ray, you may not be able to see me too well, but you should be able to see the beautiful Nicole. And there we see the beautiful Ray Schaefer. Hello, Ray Schaefer.
How are you? Great to see you.
It's
Great to see
you. Now,
you in
if-
your chair.
If my timing is correct here, you actually just got off of a live stream with another mutual friend of ours.
I did. I had a chance to, for the third week in a row now, Cam Ingram and I get together and do a little live stream. It's 11 a.m. Eastern time here. And so we had a great conversation this morning talking about mentors and all kind of fun Porsche-related topics, including recommended books and things. And I had this one as my recommendation today.
Oh, what is it? The Racing...
The Racing Porsche is a Technical Triumph by Paul Freire. Excellent book. So yes, good to see you guys.
Ray Schaefer, you look fantastic, and I can't help but notice that you have developed quite a bit of a little home studio there. That is a lovely curated area.
Well, it's actually not curated at all. It just happens to be the corner of my home office.
Oh, I
And
love it.
yeah, and it does. It includes this little West Elm chair that I see, and the one that I'm sitting on. Of course, you might recognize this, right?
Oh, well, now that's a beautiful padded executive metal chair. Aluminum group.
It's a great chair, Ray.
So we're sitting, just because, since we're doing that, we're sitting in the same style chair. I am in the non-padded executive.
AKA the aluminum group.
From the Eames collection.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good to see you. It's so good to hear your voice. We have been trucking along all morning. We've had some great guests. Eric Skirmetz has been here. We had Tony Callis on earlier. We just hung up with Sarah DeCarmen. I wanted to find out how you're doing. I wanted to figure out what your life is like. With the world being different, you're obviously probably at home a little bit more. Are you able to go to the office? Are you still working? What's new with Ray Schaefer?
Well, thank you for asking. We are still working. We're fortunate that a good bit of what we do, we can do electronically, and so it feels almost like with the focus that you can have in a home office, it's been extremely full days and very busy. We've been doing a lot of digital creation and putting together bits and pieces that we've already captured previously and putting it out there. We had an Twitter video that was put together with the Porsche team that went out last Friday, sort of walking through some of the GT cars that we have in the collection at PEC ATL. And this week we'll have another one about the 20th anniversary of the Porsche Track Experience. And I've worked on putting another one together for the little history about the Lowenbrow Special, the Racing 962 chassis HR1. And so I've been working on that. And of course we work on a lot of our other, the events, as you know, are into sort of a state of flux right now. And so there's a lot to do to keep things moving forward. And of course, a lot of our business on the Porsche Classic side are around car parts, classic genuine parts. And right now, with a lot of folks at home, there's a lot of projects and things that are getting done at home. And so that continues to be something that we're fortunate to be able to serve. And so yeah, there's a lot to keep up with.
My goodness. We have to keep people's cars on the road, right? So that's where things become essential. Now, classic parts are car parts, so that to me is still an essential thing. So the Porsche Classic is probably still operating. But what about you do so many other things other than just you don't just work for Porsche Classic. I mean, you're such a spokesperson for the brand in so many ways. I don't want to speak to in an official capacity. This is just what I witnessed, what I observed.
I appreciate that.
And you're just your heritage gallery and all the things at One Porsche Drive. How is this all affected?
Well, there's obviously right now closed to the public, but and the office itself, we're not working out of the office. There's a few essential people for IT and what have you, security and what have you that are there. But there's planning going in place right now to get things open back up again. You obviously are dealing with different states. So the state of Georgia, different from the state of California. So the two PECs will have separate plans. But that's all being worked out right now. We certainly look forward to getting back when everybody can come back and visit and get behind the wheel. And, of course, we get to walk them through the Heritage Gallery and spend time with everybody. So, I'm confident we'll be back. We'll be back there doing that and just looking forward to it. So it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. In the meantime, we just we continue to engage. Thank heavens that we have social media and we have technology that we have today that we didn't have 10, 15 years ago, and we're able to stay in touch like this. So tell me about your event. How's your morning going here, this Festival of Speed?
Well, gosh, thanks for asking. I'm having a good time, although it's been a complete blur for me. I can't believe we're 95 minutes into a 2-hour broadcast.
It's an awesome whirlwind.
Yeah. I mean, how are you doing? What is it like to be here and watch it all and be part of it?
The energy is pretty rad, but I mean, you guys do this stuff all the time. It's so neat to hear you guys all talk about what makes this passion so visceral for all of you.
This was an awful lot. I think probably maybe many people may not realize this is an awful lot of work to go into to pull this off this morning, to figure all this out and logistics and people's schedules and all that stuff. I'm sure you can imagine just putting together, the live things that you do, like with Cam and stuff. And then you've certainly been here and done other shows yourself. This one is a little different for me anyway. I think the live element, we always do a show live to tape anyway, so that part isn't new, but it's really live. I mean, like, people are out there watching.
Yeah.
That's a different one.
It's different.
Usually we're in a bubble.
There's no do-over. This is it.
Yeah, so I guess
Pretty
we're just
cool.
really grateful to have had this opportunity because, as you know, we've been looking for ways to grow the show, change the, advance, evolve, and this was sort of an opportunity that presented itself, and we're just awfully grateful to be here.
Super grateful. It's been tons of fun.
Yeah. So thank you to the California Festival
you,
of
guys.
Speed and the Porsche Club of America Grand Prix region and Susan Way Carter and Stan Kaplan and all the other folks that are involved. Good stuff.
Agreed.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be part of it and a chance to come on and say hello to everybody, because we do certainly miss the events. We miss the engagement. We miss coming out. This is a time of year when we're, the last couple of years we were out there for Loof, and it would always get a chance to stop by the studio and be with you guys.
This is
So
the time. Didn't we just have, just had the Facebook memory.
That's right. That's right. So it's nice to see both of your smiling faces again, and we certainly look forward to getting back to normal so we can do this more often and be together, not just necessarily virtually, but in reality.
Well, yes, I can't wait for that, and I know that will happen because this will all blow over at some point. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about how you have sort of inspired us. I mean, the way we're actually even doing this right now is, I told you this on the phone, is due in part because I watched how you were doing it naturally and a little bit different than what other people were doing, and that's what I was attracted to. And when I saw that you were able to do it and carry on a chill hang and not get impeded by the technology, which is what was my mental block, it really it helped me a lot. And now here we are, having done it for 95 minutes, and it's different. It's not I would rather have you in the chair. But thanks to you, you opened up an area that I was not necessarily all that willing to look. And,
It's a way to make
that
it
helps
work.
me.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being open-minded and doing it. I mean, it felt like what Cam and I are doing just felt like a nice thing to fill what we're both missing right now, and we're honored that other folks want to listen in and be a part of the conversation that way as well. And you've been doing it so beautifully now, coming into our living rooms via YouTube for years now, and we missed that, and so I'm glad to see you back.
Oh, Ray Schaefer.
Thanks, Ray.
My heart. Thank you. So kind of you. Well, that sort of leads us into, the future. At least for now, we have developed a way where we can certainly go back on the air. We had stopped solely because I believed that, having someone in the chair was what made us different and blah, 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 blah. All the stupid artist things that we put in the way. What are your plans going future? Will you keep this coffee talk with Cam? I know that's not what it's called, but will you keep this Saturday morning date going? Once you're out doing at events, you probably won't be able to. But could it be something that you do produce and release on a weekly basis?
It's a good question. We kind of learn as we go. One of the cool things that came out of last week's conversation, we were talking about the 50th anniversary of Porsche and the Le Mans win that year with the GT1, one of the best looking racing Porsches ever, right? This GT1 98. And as a result of that, one of the drivers, Stefan Ortelli, had liked the picture that I posted and had started following me. And so I sent him a message just, saying, hey, that's really cool. Thanks we were just talking about your great win for the 50th anniversary. And then it kind of dawned on us, why don't we talk to him? And so we're going to have a little hangout conversation with him, and we're going to record that, and we'll post that up for everyone to see and share, because I can imagine we get some really interesting insight on what it was like to drive that beautiful GT1. And so, where it evolves from here, we don't really know. It just feels right now that we can't be together in reality. So it just felt like the right thing to do at this time. So we'll just have to continue to see what the response is like and what we can fit into the schedules. But we certainly love being able to stay in touch with everybody.
Well, it sounds like you're going to play it by ear, but keep it open.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. Speaking of playing it by ear and keeping it open, this is how live TV goes. I have to use the restroom. So please, by all means, chat with Mrs. Ryan
I'll
for a
talk
second.
to Ray a little bit more.
I'll be right back.
What's going on down there? Anything cool?
Well, I mean, it's difficult because we're all kind of doing the lock-in and trying only to go out when you absolutely have to for groceries and things like that. We're not considered essential workers, and so we've got to keep things safe for those folks. But I'll kind of work in the home office here all day long to try to keep a normal 9 to 5 kind of routine going. And what I've been able to do, it's been really bizarre actually, is at 5 o'clock, I'll go down and take the 911 out of the garage and go for a 5 o'clock, what otherwise would have been a rush hour time of day. I'll actually head into the city and do a drive around the city streets. And it's so bizarre because normally you wouldn't even do that on a weekend. The traffic is so bad around here. But I'm doing it on a weekday at rush hour, and it's just there's no traffic. So it's unusual. Obviously, don't go out for long, just enough to keep the battery juiced up and the car happy. But yeah, we're a lot of home projects right now. Organizing the books on the bookshelf, making sure the garage is straightened out. These are the kind of things we do on weekends and evenings now. So
it's all different now. You can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, for sure. Are you getting a lot of reading done yourself?
Not as much as I want, but a little bit. It's a great time to read. I need to do more of that. Thanks for the reminder.
I made it. Thank you so much. Apologies to everyone else. Apologies to you, Ray Schaefer.
No, not at all. It's great to get to talk to Nicole again. So it's great to, like I said, it's great to be back and see you guys back on the screen here.
Well, I'm just so fond of you that I'm starting to get it. I feel like I'm in your room. And maybe this is what people have always said about us. Like, oh, we feel like we're in your place or your set or whatever. But I'm getting the virtual hang now, and it's really...
You're getting the hang of the hang.
Well, here's the thing. I never could stand people in the past in my life who would sort of set this thing up and have it on with someone else in their house, and then they just go about their day, making coffee. We had a friend who would do that, and I didn't have a problem with it. I just didn't understand it. It would never fit into my model. But yet this does feel, and it's exactly what this person was doing, so it's me who's changing here. I'm aware of that. But somehow I do feel like, oh, we're friends, and you are very accessible to me. The technology has gotten there. I mean, the bandwidth is good enough. You're a good enough quality. There's no delay. You look like you.
Yeah, actually, I do better with low definition quality. The lower the quality.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
And the self-depreciated meter goes to a 12. Goodness.
That's it. But I know you guys are, you've always brought to the game, if you will, sort of the traditional conversation in the late night back and forth. And I love that about you. And no doubt when we can travel again and we can come out and be a part of it, certainly look forward to that. I'm sure you'll go back to that as well. But to be able to pepper in this opportunity so that we can continue to see your smiling faces and know what you're up to and what you're thinking about. I mean, it's just cool to have that option.
You are such a good guy. Ray Schaefer, can I ask you a quick question, Porsche Classic related? And it's specific to us, but it's a technical question. We have a 2005, our yellow car is a 2005 997, which is a .1. It was a very, very early car. It was actually built in 04, I believe.
Yeah.
Porsche Classic just recently made the 996s. Can you tell me how this whole system works? And for the other folks out there who might not know? When does something become Porsche Classic? Like, our car isn't, but it will be soon, type of thing.
Right, yeah. So the definition of a classic vehicle that's responsible, the responsibility of Porsche Classic is the vehicle has to be out of production 10 years since the last model year of that line. So when you talk about the Carrera GT, for example, the last one was built in 2006. And so that became our responsibility in 2016. And so that means all the parts, reproductions, and everything it takes to keep that car in service and driving on the road, then that becomes our division's responsibility. And so, yeah, if you think about when the last 997 was made, and you start to kind of like do the math on that, you can see that, we've got a little bit little ways to go yet, but it'll be here soon enough.
Did it go out, being a Gen 1 owner, I'm not even all that sure. Was it 11 or 12 that it went away? Do you know?
Yeah, I do, because we did the GTS models, if you remember, were some of the last ones built, and they were 2012 models.
Oh, shoot, okay. So we're talking 2022.
Yeah, if you follow the math, that's when it should be.
Gotcha. In my mind, it was 2021, and I'm thinking, oh, next year, that'll be exciting. Because we are, the car is already 15 plus years old just because it was an early car. Yeah. So interesting. All right, so out of production for 10 years at least.
That's right, because right now it continues to be under the care of the production team that was responsible for the car from the factory production, still taking care of supplying parts for that model. The responsibility will then shift. Everything will go from their division to ours when it hits that 10-year mark.
Oh, interesting. So that doesn't mean then that you couldn't get your car serviced at Porsche. It just means that they would be getting their parts from a different place, being Porsche Classic instead of just, from the shelf of...
Yeah, I mean, again, you shouldn't really, as a driver of the car, you go to the dealership, you really shouldn't see any difference in that. It's just really more behind the scenes.
I see.
It's a dedicated team in Stuttgart that looks after the parts procurement and the manufacturing of the parts. So that responsibility, as time continues to march on, the production folks have the newer vehicles to take care of. And so the focus and the responsibility then goes to the classic side. And so it's really a behind-the-scenes deal. But you, as a driver of the car and an owner, you shouldn't notice any difference other than you can continue to enjoy and drive your car.
Beautiful. So it's not something we all have to think about in a year or two.
No.
It'll just happen internally. That's lovely. Well, it'll be kind of exciting at some point, though, to have a classic Porsche. I don't know if I ever wanted one, but we don't have one currently, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, what's that saying? They eventually all become classic?
That's it, right? Ray Schaefer, we're just delighted to know you. I just think you have a wonderful energy as a human being. I'm so thrilled that you are connected with one of my favorite brands in the world so that we get to talk all the time about things that we're both interested in. Also, respect the chair, respect the chair. Oh, my goodness. Hashtag respect the chair. Ray Schaefer and I are big chair fans. But we're just huge fans of you as a human being, so please keep doing what you're doing and keep in touch with us at any point. We love you. We love you.
Thank you. And likewise, guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and continue doing what you're doing. It's great to see you again.
Thank you for being here on the California Festival of Speed, virtual edition. Talk to you soon, Ray Schaefer.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
See you soon, buddy.
Oh, my goodness, Mrs. Ryan, that just about wraps it up for us here. We've got some giveaways, and then we've got the Stiglet, who's going to be calling in to let us know what's going on. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry about that. Yeah, hi, everybody. To let us know what's going on with him. Just a little bit.
This has flown by.
I know, it's great, right? Well, I got a bathroom break. How are you doing?
Okay.
Oh, good. Good for you. I had coffee. Are you drinking coffee? Oh.
I am now.
I thought to myself, I'm not sure what I'll make it. It'll be fine. Right when he started talking. I love him. All right.
Such a good dude.
Get this out. Giveaway time. I think we're going to do two.
Giveaway.
I think we got to do two, as a matter of fact, because we skipped one there. Ray Schaefer was calling in. All right, what did we do last time? We did the rucksacks. All right,
rucksack.
Now we have the five. The fifth giveaway was the original photo work by Stephen Krupnick entitled Licorice at Laguna. Let me remind you what that looks like. It's the Jägermeister. Now, I don't know if it was the same car, but a car with that livery was sitting in the motorsports shop where Eric Skurmance just was a few minutes ago.
Right.
So I don't know if it's that literal car or not, but that is a beautiful photo work by Stephen Krupnick, and this is ready for framing. Matted, ready for framing. All right, let's see.
That's a really cool shot.
Win this. Let's see. All right, number 5. Oh, correct. Number 5 is Just Smith. Smythe maybe. SMYTH. Just_Smythe. You are the winner of the Jägermeister Licorice at Laguna picture.
Congratulations.
It's beautiful. It is. It's beautiful. That's awesome. Let's see who we got here. Let's see if this is related in any way. All right, Festival of Speed. Anyway. Okay, let's see. And the sixth final giveaway is Oh, another original photo work by Stephen Krupnick entitled Guarding Gilmore.
Oh, I love this
Here we
one.
go, this one here. And this one also comes with a... No, that's not true. The other one does. All right, we'll tell you in a second. Stiglet's calling in. There we go. There he is. Hi, Joey.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, man. Let's see. We'll get this spun around here. We're doing a giveaway. Just bear with us real quick. I think you've got some stuff to give away later, too, don't you?
I do. Well, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks
Hang
for
on just
coming
one
on.
second, and we're going to give away this stuff. Let's see. So the Gilmore picture goes to... Is that right? Yeah. Oak 996 twin turbo probably. Oak 996 twin turbo. Congratulations. You've got this Gilmore picture.
It's awesome.
Beautiful picture. We're calling it Guarding Gilmore. Stunning, stunning. All right, fantastic. Now let's back here with Joey, the Stiglet. What's up, brother? How are you in your home studio there?
To be honest, I'm a little nervous. Obviously, this is my very first live stream. I've had a lot of video experience, but, you know, a live stream's totally new because everything's preset and it's just happening. And, you know, it's a whole new experience. So we'll see how this all goes.
You're describing what we've felt for the last almost 2 hours, and we can't wait to hand it over to you, buddy.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Can you tell us what you have planned, what's coming up? I know you've got some interviews. I think you're doing some sim racing. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah. So we have actually quite a few interviews with some very cool people, such as Patrick Long, you might have heard of, racing for Porsche.
You betcha.
We have Martina Kwan, and she races her Porsche 911, has a performance driving school. And then I'm going to give a tour of my simulator setup and just kind of explain like how sim racing works and how you can get into it. And then we have Scott Mann, who's from Las Vegas, and he's the PCA Zone 8 driving instructor, so he's in charge of all the track days. And then he also does this cool thing where he takes, it's pretty crazy, LS engines Corvettes and puts them in Porsches. It's unbelievable. So
Oh wait, is this Scott the D? Is this what's his name of his what's the name of his company?
Renegade.
Renegade. Yeah, he's the DJ, right?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Oh, cool. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be a very fun interview.
Is your sim set up right there in your studio in your room?
It actually is not. But
Oh, okay.
I have it preset, and so it's downstairs. Obviously, I'm filming in my bedroom, and so here I'll give you.
I love your stickers and everything.
Yeah, I'll give you a little tour. I have a few more, but I covered them up in some posters. But basically, got the phone there, which is connected to the computer.
Oh, you got a whole studio set up.
Yeah, it's my bedroom studio. Got my helmet. You can see my background there. Sponsor board.
Did you draw all that?
I actually did. I traced it, but I think it came out good, and I like the hand-drawn.
It came out great, and
That's
I'm
great.
loving your work. I love that you did that instead of just putting stickers up. I love your art.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, it's not quite your studio, you know. I'm just filming from my bedroom.
Yeah, this might be a little overkill. What exactly do you do from your studio on your YouTube channel? What should people? First of all, go to the Stiglet YouTube channel, check out that everything he's got.
So originally we were going to do it from my YouTube channel. However, we're now going to do it from the Festival of Speed channel.
Okay.
So right after your stream ends, you just stay on the same channel and then go subscribe to my YouTube channel later, and then stay up with all the latest content.
I love that. What type of stuff would people normally find on your channel?
My channel, I'm covering everything from car shows to karting to motorsport, and I'm just kind of talking about my life in the car world. And so
The fact that you have a life in the car world is pretty incredible because you're how old?
I'm only 15.
15! He doesn't even have his license yet, and he's racing cars.
Goodness.
Exactly. So, you know, I can drive on a go-kart track, but I can't drive a car. It's a funny bit. So.
Well, I think I've seen you driving a car on a closed course up there in the donut area.
I have.
Off the record, of course.
Yes. You know, I am missing the Porsche Breakfast Club every Friday, but, you know, we'll get back to that once summer begins. Hopefully this is all over.
We're missing that one big time, too. I saw Magnus up there and some of our other friends. Pete McNulty was up there and stuff this morning. We missed it, but just trying to wait it out, you know, trying to be responsible.
Exactly. No, very good point there. Just wait it out.
How are you dealing with everything? I'm assuming you're not in school. I'm assuming your life is different. What's going on?
Oh, they're doing online school, so I'm still, like, in school. And so with this stream, it's just been so busy between managing school and this. So, like, my days have just been so long. But, yeah, I've actually been busier than ever right now. So.
Well, that's great.
It's
That's
kinda good.
That's what everyone seems to be saying. Ray Schaefer said the same thing on the phone the other day. Like, we're working from home. We should have more time. But because of that focus, you end up getting so many other things done that you don't have more time. You just become incredibly productive.
Someone just said that to me yesterday. Like, she's so busy.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Because it doesn't seem like you would be.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on with you?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. I thought, I'll be, school at home, it'll be easy, and everything will be quick. Of all this free time, it's like, nope, that's not happening.
How many hours is your school every day?
So every day, I have like half my classes one day, half another. So I'm averaging about 4 hours a day. So it's still, good. And you spend that in front of a computer, so you get very tired easily.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Do you find? I mean, you're a young guy, and you were built and designed to have screens in your face all the time. Do you ever get screen fatigue as a young person with new eyes and that smart brain?
Yes, all the time.
You do.
Tell you. And especially, with editing and everything, where you're sitting in a computer for so long. I mean, it's just you get so tired. I mean,
Wow.
Yesterday till 2 a.m. in the morning trying to figure everything out.
For today?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
Today.
Me too. High five. That's a riot. Well, listen, I know you've got stuff to do. We are so excited to watch your 2 hours. Is there anything that people should know before tuning in or staying tuned, either?
Not really. I mean, just tune in and enjoy the live stream, and we'll talk the whole world of sim racing and Porsches, because it's quite interesting stuff.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for bringing us into that world. And then next time I see you at Breakfast Club, would you tell me a little bit more about it? Because I've always dreamed, like a lot of people, I've always dreamed about having the whole setup, but what I have is the Xbox controller and Forza. And I'm really good at it. I enjoy it, but I mean, it's not the whole rig, and it would be really cool to get into that. So
Yeah,
I would love you a little bit of education from you.
No, that would be awesome. We should definitely do that.
Thanks, brother. Enjoy your stream. You got about 2 minutes to prepare. Have a great day, and thank you for being here, and thank you for participating in the California Festival of Speed.
All right.
Have a blast.
Love you, brother.
See you soon.
Oh, the Stiglet. How cool is that, Mrs. Ryan?
That was really
It's
neat.
the next generation right there.
That
into
was
all this
really
stuff.
neat.
Good kid, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember him from Breakfast Club? He and his mom come up?
Yeah, a little bit.
In a, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but a blue Boxster. And I always joke, I was like, who drove?
Yep, I do remember that.
And I think doing donuts out at the spot one time. No, he wasn't doing donuts, but I mean, driving the car off the street.
Our community is pretty rad.
That's awesome.
I love all the people.
With that, I think it's time to begin wrapping it up and start saying our goodbyes.
Did we do it? Holy cow.
Yeah, we did. And I've been saying Grand Prix Region over and over and over. Everything is being done by the Festival of Speed. I was saying Grand Prix Region over and over again because of my contact is Susan Way Carter, who has been just so helpful and so delightful through all of this. Thank you, Susan, for one, having us do it, bringing us in and having us involved, Stan for putting our name on the list, and then just for helping us literally get through it. Temperamental artists trying to put together a creative endeavor can sometimes be weird. So thank you to everybody, but especially Susan. What else do we have here? Bruce Brown says, good morning, enjoying the show on YouTube. Hi, Bruce Brown. We love you.
Brown.
Ray Schaefer, ready when you are. That must have been when we missed his call. And Stan Kaplan, you guys are killing it. Great job as always. Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Stan.
We love everybody. Thank you for tuning into the first block of California Festival of Speed. Please stay tuned to the Stiglet for the next 2 hours. And then after that was the Porsche Girl, with, Rod Emery and Johnny Lieberman, Jeff Swart, and G.I. Jen. So we love you all. See you next time.
Have fun.